Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into today's USLW live stream and the action taking place today here at Mayor's Riverfront Park in Kalamazoo, Michigan, as Kalamazoo FC welcomes in the Michiana Lionesses here for the final matchup of the 2024 campaign, the last home game on the year for Kalamazoo FC, as only a couple of away matches on the men's side going to do it for the rest of the year, as the men's team last night having a tough outing in Flint, losing the matchup in extra time 3-4 against the Flint City Bucks. So that's seemingly going to knock them out of the playoff hunt. And the women's team here trying to end their season off on a high note. Thank you to everybody joining in today. My name's Sebastian O'Leary, voice of Kalamazoo FC, as we've been here all season long through the ups and the on a high note here tonight as we get set for kickoff just minutes away. We're going to get into today's starting 11 for Michiana. Up top, Burns, Roberts, and Ituriga. And in the middle, Carr, Franco, and Thomas. And in the back line for Michiana, Love, Lurch, Sibley, and Lynn. And Juarez is going to be in between the posts, trying to keep this one clean for Michiana. Starting 11, a Mockery and Cunningham up top. The midfield of Musser, Musig, Korahorn, and Newcomb. And then the backfield of Maddie Canada, Mackenzie Jones, Mackenzie Ford, Brielle Gomez, and Ava Wilberding going to be in the post today, as Kaylin Junk getting some well-deserved rest. I mean, she has been electric through the year, and now Wilberding's going to get some reps in between the posts, looking to keep Kalamazoo in front the whole time with a Mockery, Cunningham, and Korahorn all up top, looking to get off to a fast start and get some striking early on in between the posts and challenge Juarez. However, we'll see how this one's going to unfold, as we are all set for kickoff here at Mayor's Riverfront Park, off and into the final 90 home minutes of the season for Kalamazoo FC. It's like we said, it's been a roller coaster ride here this season. End off on a good note, find their way into the win column, and end off this 24 season the way they'd like to. Toss in here, though, for Michiana. Close sideline. It's going to be bounced around and dealt back over to Korahorn. Korahorn, though, bouncing off a couple of defenders, sticking with it. She's going to look left side for Musser. Then a takeaway here for Susanna Roberts. Roberts into the 18, trying to take something on and into the heart of the defense. However, they're just going to bounce it outside the 18. Now here goes Jordan Love trying to get something, but well defended by Kalamazoo. And then jumping the passing lane, it goes for Lena Thomas. A Mockery jump the passing lane and get one here for Kalamazoo FC. She's looking up top for Cunningham, but Cunningham's going to be well off sides, and it's going to free up some play here for Michiana. Michiana with it, far sideline, crossing midfield, trying to get something past that defense, but Brielle Gomez makes easy work of it, sends it up the sideline. It's going to find its way to a Michiana player. And then back with Kalamazoo it goes, off a couple of back and forth passes between teams. A toss in, far sideline. Michiana just trying to play it safe with the back line. Pressure's on, though, from Kalamazoo FC. Musig going to get a slip up. And she's going to head the other way, looking for Musser left side. Then it's going to find its way in with Riley Burns, and going back the other way with Michiana we go. Suzanne Thomas on that right side. Well defended by Kenzie Ford, as both teams thinking that it went off each other. Kalamazoo going to get a toss in. A Mockery trying to win the ball back off the toss in. And now Musig going to find its way up to Cunningham. However, once again, Callie Cunningham going to be called for offside. So a little bit of eager out FC in the early minutes. As we approach that 3-minute mark, still scoreless here. Both teams looking to find that first one in between the posts. Tossing, going to find its way over to Musser. Musser, though, not able to get anything clean and win it back for Kalamazoo FC. Popped up in the air into the back line. Trying to play it safe and create some separation, though. Susanna Roberts giving some pressure. As Michiana's looking over the middle of the field, they're going to find now some room with Lena Thomas. Then left side, they're going to try and find something over to Love. However, it's going to find that sideline before Love can get to it, and out of bounds is going to be the call. Toss in here with Kayla Newcomb. Ball tossed in deep down that sideline and right back out. Michiana, another chance here to get this one off cleanly. Hesitation, then they're going to find its way to Roberts. Setting up over the middle of the field, they're going to give this one to Lewis Carr. Carr, though, almost losing the ball back. Good thing Roberts there to keep it with Michiana. Back and forth we go down that sideline. Here it is for Riley Burns. However, Ford playing smart, just going to dispose of that one down the sideline. And another toss in here with Chloe Lynn of Michiana. Lynn going to toss this in. Look for teammate over the middle. That one's going to find its way to Thomas, but once again, that defense for Kalamazoo staying strong, creating a little bit more separation back near midfield. We go with Bailey Corhorn. Corhorn's going to look left side for Brenna Musser. And out of bounds, the result off. Last touch by Musser. Ball played off a Michiana defender and out of bounds, so Kalamazoo gets a chance now. Close sideline, lofting this one up, looking for Corhorn and Cunningham down that sideline. Cunningham trying to get around Thomas, defending, trying to let that one roll out of bounds, but it's going to stop shy of that yard line. And back down the field we go. Roberts trying to get something inside the 18. Ford on defense. Roberts going to ring a shot off with that one. Looking for that top left corner, just a little wide. Good strike there from Susanna Roberts. Trying to get Michiana some chances in the early stages. Just a little wide off the foot of Roberts. Good look from atop the 18, though. Wilberding with a goalie kick. She's going to send this one out near midfield, looking for Corhorn. Going to come down with it is Claudia Music, then popped right back up in the air with Michiana. Middle of the field. Michiana's going to slip up and lose control back to Kalamazoo. Here we are with Brenna Musser and Bailey Corhorn. Middle of the field, trying to find an opening. They're going to go and shoot a ball up for Akema Makwer. With anything she can take advantage of, and back out of bounds on the close sideline. A toss, middle of the field here with Mackenzie Jones. Jones gives in to Corhorn. Corhorn, middle of the field, looking with Maddie Canada. Canada going to go over to that right corner. That's Kayla Newcomb with it. She's going to try and find a way to free up some space. Ball that's played over into the middle and almost an own goal off of a defender for Michiana. Luckily for her, she got underneath that ball a little bit too much and over the net and post it went. A little breathing room there for Chloe Lynn off the almost own goal. You'd hate to see it if you're Michiana. However, results stay the same, still scoreless. Here we are in the middle early stages of this game. Roberts just trying to get this out and create some separation. Kalamazoo having a chance now into the 18. And Juarez able to get to it after bouncing off the hands, keeping this one clean. A ball tossed over, looking for Lynn. However, it's going to find its way to Jones. A cross that's going to find its way to Cunningham. Callie Cunningham unable to get a good touch off the really good centering pass off the foot of Mackenzie Jones. Really good ball over the middle. However, unable to do anything with it goes Kalamazoo. So Michiana looking to set up their offensive possession here with some gusto. This one struck over the middle of the field. However, it's going to find its way to a Kalamazoo defender. And then back into the 18 it goes. Kalamazoo looking to get something in that's going to challenge Juarez. And unable to get to it, it's going to be a Mockery lurking over the top. Corhorn going to try and get something over the middle now. A Mockery with it inside, and she's going to take a strike. But what an effort by Juarez. The foot just saving that one, rolling out of bounds. And a corner kick here for Kalamazoo FC. A Mockery simply scratching the head after that one, as it was just her and Juarez, but Juarez able to make the foot save. And still scoreless, but surely Kalamazoo trying to crack this goose egg game. As early stages here still at Mayor's Riverfront, Kalamazoo adding on with chances now. Here's the corner kick. Played in and well defended by Michiana. Still a little bit of trouble clearing it, and then they're going to get it out of there. And back over the middle of the field, here we are with Mackenzie Jones. She's just going to play it into Wilberding. Newcomb just trying to get around defenders of Michiana here. Unable to do so after a deflected pass. But then Michiana just giving possession right back to Kalamazoo. And a whistle going to free up some play here. And a free kick. Well, outside of striking distance here for Michiana, but frees up space for him nonetheless. And deeper down their attacking zone they go. Chances on now for Michiana. Going to send something into the 18. However, nothing going to challenge Wilberding. She's going to make the easy grab and go back the other way here with Kalamazoo. This one's popped up way up there off the foot of Wilberding. Corhorn going to get a touch underneath it. Same thing with Callie Cunningham. And then back over the middle it goes to Corhorn. Corhorn trying to set something up with a Mockery over the middle. A Mockery back to Corhorn, now blooped over for Cunningham. Trying to get something inside the 18 goes Kalamazoo. Unable to do so. And back we go here with Lena Thomas. As officials going to wave on to the medical staff here, we're going to take a second, and we'll be back when play resumes. After a little bit of confusion, after a little smidge of contact, Maddie Canada back up and in action. She's seemingly a little confused down there on the field after the officials told her to go get checked out by the athletic training staff, and back onto the field goes Maddie Canada. So even numbers once again for Kalamazoo FC. As Canada seemingly all right, was shrugging the shoulders, wondering why she had to get off the field and get checked out, but back up and in action she goes. And middle of the field with it, Michiana. Kalamazoo looking there for Susanna Roberts. However, bouncing back and forth between two teams. Claudia Music going to win this ball back. And her ability to just strip away the ball from attacking players. I mean, she's been doing it all season long. A chance now here for Cunningham inside the 18. Trying to give something over the middle to teammates. And then losing possession goes Kalamazoo FC. Now Susanna Roberts, middle of the field with it. She's going to give a good ball up the field here to Lois Klar. However, Mackenzie Ford's able to get to it first, send this one out of bounds, let defenders catch up, and try and stop this possession here from Michiana that they're trying to get something going offensively. Off the inbound, bounced off a shin guard, and back with Kalamazoo we go. Corhorn goes right side to Newcomb. Kayla Newcomb now over the middle to Callie Cunningham. She's got some separation down that right side. We'll see how she wants to go, if she's going to take it straight to the baseline, have a centering feed, but that one behind the net. So unable to get anything over and in front to challenge the goalie and find a teammate on the opposite end. But a corner kick coming here from Kalamazoo nonetheless. So Maddie Canada going to strike this one, try and find somebody inside the 18. Canada sends this one in the air, trying to find Corhorn on the back end of it. It's going to find its way on top of the net, and Juarez here for Michiana going to try and set something up here successfully. And then she's actually just going to let fellow teammate take the goal kick, send this one a little bit deeper, as a couple times now Juarez doing that. But over the middle and finding its way to Maddie Canada, only for Canada to try and look for a teammate. Now last touch by Michiana. And right back out. And this time last touch by Kalamazoo. So Michiana in their defensive territory, trying to get something across and over the middle of the field. Gonna find some opening now. Across the middle of the field we go. Is this one with Miriam Itariga. And a free kick here for Kalamazoo. Near midfield, but on defensive side. So Brielle Gomez going to take this one and look to set up her teammates close to that 18. She's going to bloop shot this one over the middle. Corhorn going to find its way down with it. Unable to get anything going with defenders all around her. Susanna Roberts now inside, trying to get something on that right side of the field for Michiana. Challenging the 18, but then slowing back up play here to Chloe Lynn we go. Lynn trying to get something over the middle. And looking inside the 18 goes Michiana. However, Musig going to take control back over. And Callie Cunningham with it, middle of the field. She's going to go over to that right side with Akema Amakri. Amakri and Kalamazoo having a 3-on-2 opportunity. Into the box we go with Cunningham. Cunningham, though, going to get this one poked out by Chloe Lynn. And a corner kick on the way here for Kalamazoo FC. Maddie Canada going to send this one once again. Try and get something on to a teammate and let them get it in between the posts. Find its way to the back of the net. "17 minutes gone by here at Mayor's Riverfront Park as we get into the middle stages of this first half. The corner kick it in. Unable to see who got it. The head underneath it and into the back of the net, but what a job for Kalamazoo FC. Good team chemistry. And it's going to be Bailey Corhorn getting the head underneath it, scoring the goal, and putting Kalamazoo on top early. Good touch. And Kalamazoo now leads this game 1-0 over Michiana. Trying to end the season with a bang here. 17th minute goal by Bailey Corhorn leads the way for Kalamazoo. 1-0 the result so far as we get back into play here. Middle stages of the first half. Kalamazoo off to that hot start. Seemingly going to start ramping up and pressing down on that gas pedal. That's how Kalamazoo likes to play. Both sides, men's and women's team, when they can put that gas pedal to the floor, they're going to take advantage of it. Bailey to the ground there. That's going to draw a whistle. That's a dangerous free kick spot here for Kalamazoo FC. Definitely within that striking distance. Kalamazoo also, though, able to get something on it into the 18. Set up another teammate. And create some confusion for this Michiana defense. Early on, 1-0. Maddie Canada going to try and either set up a teammate or take this one on into the back of the net. Looking like she's going to go towards her teammates. And a good effort and get that one into the back of the net, but well defended by Michiana at the same time. A ball played in out of the corner kick for Kalamazoo. Inside Michiana's 18. Dangerously, Juarez. Kalamazoo not able to find the answer they were looking for, is some confusion, and Michiana's goalie Juarez hitting the turf. A long ball played by Michiana's keeper, and that's just going to go straight out of bounds. Last touch by Juarez. Kalamazoo now going to try and set something up, but off the inbound, it's just going to roll right back out, and with Michiana we go. "20 minutes gone by now. Kalamazoo leading 1-0 over Michiana. Corhorn with it, middle of the field. She's going to split the gap and find a hole in that defense. Kayla Newcomb taking this one on, but that's going to be left side. Good pass from Bailey Corhorn, finding its way over to Kayla Newcomb as the Western alumni trying to set up that newly freshman into Western's program. As both teams bouncing it around the middle of the field. Last touch by Michiana out of bounds, and a toss in here with Newcomb. Corhorn playing the ball over the middle for Amakri. Akema Amakri, open net chance, and she's going to find that one into the back of the net. Into the back of the net for the second goal of the game. Akema Amakri putting Kalamazoo and adding a little more comfort to that lead. 2-0 now. Middle stages of this first half. And Kalamazoo adding more to that cushion, as we could see Kalamazoo start to run away with this one here as we get closer towards that halftime. Could keep seeing the offense ramp up here for the Eagles against Michiana Lionesses. Chance on now here with Brenna Mustard down the left side. Slowing it back up and looking for teammate Maddie Canada. Canada going to switch up sides, look for Kayla Newcomb. Newcomb going to get a head underneath it. Popped up into the air and back down to the ground with Jordan Love. However, Newcomb going to get a chance and a takeaway here for Kalamazoo. And then trying to get rid of it goes Michiana, only to find its way to Brielle Gomez and still a Canada. Canada going to strike this one on a diving attempt from Juarez. A good look onto the net, but a little wide right. It goes off the foot of Maddie Canada. Kalamazoo starting to get those chances to add up, as it's the last game on the year for the women's team, and looking to end off their year on the high note with a win here, put them on 23 points on the year. And in second place, only to wait for Midwest United to see how they want to wrap up their year. Only one more game for them as well, as it's going to be an away game against Cleveland Force. So Kalamazoo just trying to put their way a second place spot in the Great Lakes Division. This is just the last game of the year for them, as the number one team in the USLW Great Lakes Division, Detroit City FC, 12 matches played, 10 wins, no losses, 2 ties, as they have had a spectacular season and look to push on into the USLW's playoffs. So they're going to have that number one spot in the Great Lakes Division on lock. They're going to have to do division well. Michiana trying to set something up down into their striking numbers. However, Wilberding just going to pop this one up, only to find its way with Lena Thomas and Michiana to the ground. A ball left side here for Jordan Love to do something with it. Newcomb given the pressure, and the takeaway here from Kayla Newcomb. A little bit more contact. The official's going to blow the whistle, free up some play. And Kalamazoo FC going back the other way with it, deep inside their defensive end with a free kick here in Brielle Gomez. Gomez going to strike this one, and well-struck ball finds its way with Callie Cunningham over the middle. Cunningham going to get a push come to shove. And now she's taking it on into the 18. A ball crossed over the middle here with Akema Amakri dancing around. And that's going to be a second goal on the day for Akema Amakri, Michiana's keeper, as Juarez's struggles starting to add up here in the first half. 3 unanswered goals. It's going to leave Kalamazoo with a 3-goal advantage over Michiana, as Akema just 1 goal now needed for a hat trick. As that's something she's going to be looking for in the rest of this one. And with the 3 goals added on, Kalamazoo up and over the 20 mark of scoring on the year. 22 goals now to their season total, as it's going to add up to plus 14 in the goal differential. So both teams for Kalamazoo, men's and women's, having a really good display of offense this year, as the men's leading the West Division, 30 goals on the year for them. And the women's team just trying to put on display that they are the striking team here in Kalamazoo, but a 3-0 game to stand for right now. Just going to keep tacking on numbers as Michiana lets them get good looks. And Amakri going to find a takeaway here. Down this left sideline we go with Musser. Musser trying to get a crossing pass. However, it's going to find its way to number 10. It looked like it hit Lena Thomas's hand. No call, though, on it. Musser looking around, as from up here, it looked like it hit her in the hand as well. I think I'm going to have to agree with Musser on that one, but no call. And back out of bounds, so a goal kick here for Jana Juarez. Juarez going to strike this one over the middle, find its way to Cunningham. Not the well-struck ball she was looking for. And now Kalamazoo still adding up with it. But a takeaway here by Michiana. This one going to find its way to the sideline. Still going to be in control of Michiana, as Sibley winning the ball back there for the Lionesses and setting them up well into their attacking zone now. Just a little bit of troublesome there for the Lionesses, trying to get a toss in here, but throwing it right at the defense, but back out of bounds. Gomez trying to find its way to Kayla Newcomb, and then rolling out of bounds. And back with Michiana we go. 3-0 getting into the later stages of this first half, as we're getting close to that 30-minute mark. into the 29th minute. And a 3-0 lead here for Kalamazoo after 3 straight unanswered goals so far. Michiana, nothing going offensively in the first half so far. Back and forth between the two teams. Kalamazoo going to get a takeaway and try and create some space up the field. Mackenzie Jones just going to give to Maddie Canada. Canada looking around for Gomez. Going to find her. And Brielle Gomez striking this one up that right side. Looking there for Kayla Newcomb. Newcomb giving chase down that sideline. Unable to get to it before Michiana. Michiana stumbling over that football down on the pitch. Kalamazoo going to get a takeaway after trouble with it. Akema Mockery trying to find something into the 18. As she's looking for that hat trick. Looking down on the field like she wants it badly. Michiana, though, going to well defend and try and strike something over the middle. However, a bad pass off the foot, going to find its way to Musser. But good read there from Chloe Lynn to win the ball back for Michiana. And now over the middle of the field, going to back. And on their attacking side here with Brenna Musser near midfield, she's going to go right back over to Musig. And now Maddie Canada with it, trying to spark some offense here for the Eagles, as they already have a 3-0 lead here in the first half. The later stages of the first half, a ball that's going to be struck into the 18. Juarez making the dive at it, even though she could have let that just roll straight out of bounds. Take it back up to the top of the box herself and punt this one away, as it's going to find its way over the middle of the field and back in with Mackenzie Jones. It goes. Jones just going to give to Brielle Gomez. Now Gomez to Canada. Canada back into Mackenzie Ford. And quickly up the field we go now, off the foot of Ford, trying to find its way to a Mockery. A Mockery striking over left side to Musser. Musser having a chance now here for Kalamazoo. Reading the lane well is going to be Carr, and Lewis Carr going to find some contact and free up play here for Michiana. Here in this matchup, as the offensive struggles through the season for Michiana, just 11 goals scored and allowing 45 in between the posts, sets them up with a negative 34 goal differential and the worst in Great Lakes play, as the closest to them is going to be Flint City, as they set up their so well behind everybody. Michiana looking to find their way, though, into this one. Still trailing 3-0 as we creep our way closer towards that first half. Kalamazoo trying to wrap up their season with a W. And a ball over the middle. That's won back by Michiana. A bad pass off the foot and finding its way back to Brenna Musser. We go. Middle of the field with it. Musser just trying to set up the offense for the Eagles. Slowly into Ford. As Kalamazoo just trying to go into this first half with the first half shutout. As so far Michiana not able to really generate any offense. As the only look for Michiana that was any close to finding its way was a left foot strike outside the 18 off the foot of Susanna Roberts that just went around that left side of the post. But other than offense for Michiana in this game, that's why they struggle and sit behind Kalamazoo by 3 goals right now, as we still sit approaching that 35th minute and the last 10 minutes of the first half. 3-0 we are. Kalamazoo looking to tack on, as on the hunt for a hat trick right now. Akema Mockery, 2 goals for herself and 1 for Bailey Core. Would like to find another one in the back of the net as well. We could be on the alert for 2 hat tricks. Who knows? Kalamazoo looking to keep the offense rolling. You'd have to think that you're just looking for everybody here inside the 18, but no name is bigger right now than Akema Mockery, trying to get that hat trick. Gomez striding towards this one, sending it up and into the air, but finding its way to Lewis Carr on the end. And this one going to roll out of bounds. Last touch by Kalamazoo, so Michiana going to take over here. Goal kick on the way here with Juarez. Middle of the field with it. Michiana trying to find some room over there with Carr. Carr going to give up the field now and in to their attacking zone, but out of bounds. Last touch by Kalamazoo FC, or free kick nonetheless. Off some contact. Michiana just going to play it back into their defenders, as now it's here with Sibley. Sibley going to try and find something over the middle of the field, but almost getting in the passing lane is Musser, but a Canada takeaway now, and in we go with a Mockery. She's going to have a chance on with Juarez. That's going to be the hat trick here for Akema Mockery, a 4-0 lead. And what an offensive display here for a Mockery. 3 goals on in just the first half, folks. We haven't even gotten to halftime yet, and she's got the hat trick already. Man, oh man, offense on display and running away here at Mayor's Riverfront Park. Not even halftime yet, 4-0, and digging themselves a deeper hole minute by minute, as the defense not helping out their cause. Carr with it down that right sideline. Music giving chase. A good ball for Michiana to do something with it over right side with Burns. Burns just slipping up, though. Ford, good defense. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Ford. And a toss in here deep inside the offensive zone for Michiana. A toss in here with Riley Burns, trying to climb their way back out of this deficit. Down by 4. Some contact and a free up play over the middle for Michiana. And a chance into their attacking zone we go. out of the free kick and approaching it slowly with Franco. We go. Middle of the field. Now this one up for Carr, but jumping the passing lane goes Kalamazoo, but Michiana finding a way to stick with it. Mackenzie Ford just trying to get this out of bounds and does so. It's still going to be off a Kalamazoo defender, I believe off Ford. And a toss in here for Michiana. Kalamazoo just trying to get this out of harm's way and out in front up towards the top with maybe a Mockery and add on to that hat trick total. A shot on net now for Michiana, but just a little up top. And still nothing to show on the board here for the offensive efforts of Michiana. Only a couple shots on net to speak of, but still nothing to find its way. As Susanna Roberts having the best strike on the day so far for Michiana. As they get closer and closer towards that halftime mark, you got to think that Michiana really desperately trying to find something before that half, just to give them a little bit of life as they creep up and get into that halftime. You'd hate to go down by 4 goals into the half and try and find your way back on top in this one. Susanna Roberts with it over the middle of the field. Corhorn defending. As slipping up and losing the ball goes Roberts over the middle of the field. Kalamazoo trying to find his way to a Mockery, but that going to be deflected off. And Kalamazoo losing this one to Michiana. Susanna Roberts with it, middle of the field. She's going to try and take a strike on towards the net. This one, though, an easy read there for Wilberding, as Wilberding's half good. 40 minutes out of her so far into this one. Nothing too challenging, though, coming at her out of that offense for Michiana. Michiana now having numbers. They're going to try and go right side here to Roberts. However, a pass that's going to be deflected off the back line of Kalamazoo FC finds its way back to stick with it. Susanna Roberts, everything in her power to stick with it. 2 defenders all over her. And still finding its way back into that corner with Roberts. It goes. Claudia Music, though, good defense. Played deep inside that corner. And she's just going to free up space, send this one back towards the middle of the field and out of bounds. So Michiana still with it, trying to create some trouble with their offensive efforts as we're getting closer and closer towards that halftime mark. Still 4-0 here. Kalamazoo FC looking to end their year off with a W. As the first half battle, so far, nothing you can say went wrong for Kalamazoo FC. A hat trick already on the game for Akema Mockery. Bailey Corhorn found her way with one in the early goings, but Michiana now something into the 18 with Susanna Roberts. Roberts going to try and rip this one off towards the net, but deflected off Mackenzie Ford. Just the last minute of regular time here being played in this first half, so we'll see how much time the officials want to give here at Mayor's Riverfront. You got to think Michiana going to ramp up the efforts now into this last couple minutes of play. Off the foot of Roberts, we go in the corner kick. A strike on now, but just over top of the bar it goes. A good strike for Michiana. As there's later than you'd really like to. As there's going to be 2 minutes of added time here at Mayor's Riverfront. We'll see if that 2 minutes is going to be good enough for Michiana to try and find their way onto the board here. They still trail 4-0 as we stand. Cunningham going to go far down that sideline. She's going to have an opening to feed it up to a Mockery if she wants to. But she's going to take this one on herself. That's going to hit off the post. Musser now going to bring this one on, and she's going to hit it. Top bins. What a strike. 5-0 now. As the offense starting to run away with it here. Still the first half of play. 5 goals for the offensive efforts at Kalamazoo FC. And boy, oh boy, are they starting to run away with it here. And it's still just the first half. Michiana deflecting this one out of bounds. Kalamazoo creeping towards the middle of the field as we're in the late stages of this first half. 5-0 here as we're getting closer and closer towards that halftime mark. Just sending this one out of bounds off the foot of Lewis Carr. Kalamazoo FC deeper down that offensive sideline. And a ball played into Cunningham. Over the middle it goes for Bailey Corhorn. Corhorn having a chance. She's going to rip this one on and into Juarez, but making the scooping save. Saves in this one for her as the score total of 5-0 for Kalamazoo FC. That one, though, added to the stat sheet right there. Kalamazoo merely running away with this game here as we're into extra time in the first half. 47 minutes gone by. Only 2 added minutes on into the first half, so whistle going to be coming out here shortly from the officials. We'll see. This is going to be the last effort offensively for Michiana. It's going to find its way out of bounds. Kalamazoo FC going to get a toss in deep down their sideline. Defensively with it. Still going to have to be careful and get this one out of harm's way as it's going deeper and deeper up that sideline, creeping into the offensive numbers for Kalamazoo FC. A ball over the middle for Cunningham with it. She's got 3 defenders all over her. She's just going to play it over to Newcomb, but a free kick on the way. And this one within striking numbers, barely outside the 18. As the way this half is going, Kalamazoo can replicate it here in the second half. It would not be a pretty one on the score sheet for Michiana. As offensively, they like to run away with it after halftime. We've seen it once or twice before. But this one already on a runaway train here for Kalamazoo FC. Canada going to try and strike this one into the back of the net off the crossbar. Juarez trying to do everything she can to keep this as clean as possible, but Kalamazoo FC trying. Whistle's going to come out and into play here. Kalamazoo FC going into the halftime with a 5-0 lead. As on the year, Kalamazoo FC having the best offensive display they've had all season long. Not even having a full game with 5 goals on the year. And they got 5 goals in the first half. Man, oh man, Kalamazoo FC starting to do some damage. You got to think, what can Michiana do to find their way back in it? The first thing they got to do is find their way onto the board for their first point. As we're going to go into halftime now, Kalamazoo FC winning this game by a large margin. 1 half to go for the rest of the season. 5-0, 15 minutes. We'll be back here on Kalamazoo FC's YouTube. Stick around here for the USLW stream between the Michiana Lionesses and Kalamazoo FC. Halftime right now, 5-0. Back in action here for half number 2. Kalamazoo with a commanding 5-0 lead over Michiana. Akema Makri already a hat trick to her name in that first half as the other 2 goal scorers. Bailey Corhorn in the early going, and Brenna Musser, a shot from outside the 18, top 90-degree corner. I mean, it was a spectacular one to challenge Juarez. Michiana, though, trying to find their balance and footing, trying to not get shut out here at Mayor's Riverfront Park. The last game of the year for Kalamazoo FC. But the last one, definitely the best one on the year for Kalamazoo FC. Not having a match this year with 5 goals in all games they've played this year in full time. No games with 5 goals, and they find 5 goals early on in the first half against Michiana. Like I said, Akema Amakri already a hat trick to her name. As this ball sent into the 18, Juarez almost slipping up and letting that one get by her, but making the second chance efforts, grabbing it, and keeping this game right where it's at. Still a very comfortable lead here of the 24 campaign. And it so far has been an absolute runaway show here for Kalamazoo in the early going. Susanna Roberts with it for Michiana, trying to get something into the 18. However, it's going to be bounced around off a couple of defenders. But still with it goes Michiana. Now, trying to get it up and through the heart of the defense for Kalamazoo FC. Unable to find teammate, though, of Goya Franco. Back and forth and then out of bounds. Last touched by Kalamazoo. So a Michiana toss in here trying to set up the offense. A chance now, but a whistle coming out to play. Going to stop up Whitehead's attack. And Juarez going to catch a break there. Michiana attacking that right side of the field. Here it goes with Susanna Roberts. Roberts going to cut back and forth, now attacking middle. She's going to have 4 defenders all over her. As the speed there from Roberts creating some openings, but Michiana not able to capitalize on it as we get towards the 49th minute in this one. Attacking chance on now here for Michiana, but bounced back up in the air. And Kalamazoo FC coming down with it here. Hannah Thompson, she's going to try and put on a special one into Musser, but Musser trying to get some separation, and a ball played left side. Back from Whitehead into Musser it goes. And then Michiana going to hop on it in a takeaway here, but nothing much going as right back it goes into Maddie Canada's lane. She's going to take it and set up Musser left side. Brenna Musser trying to get something into Hannah Thompson, but Michiana going to take back over here. Michiana going across midfield, trying everything they can to get offensive numbers, but right out of bounds it goes. Kalamazoo with the toss-in. some confusion between two teams, but Kalamazoo FC going to Michiana trying to take it on the right side. Looking upfield for Roberts. Going to find its way into Riley Burns, but Mackenzie Ford going to be there trying to disrupt the rhythm of the offense for Michiana. That's been something she's done really well in this first half. Anytime Michiana thought they had something going, it was either Mackenzie Ford or Mackenzie Jones were there to knock it away and make Michiana reset. A chance, though, trying to find something across net. Well defended, though, once again by Kalamazoo FC, as the duo there are Cunningham and Brielle Gomez getting it done there defensively. All the way across field we go, and a whistle going to free up some play here for as Amakri Kalanukom checked out of this matchup already. Amakri going to end her day with a hat trick in the first half. Kind of insane in the first half, able to get a hat trick for your team and yourself. As out on the field, Bailey Corhorn and Brenna Musser, the only two that are still in this game that have found their way onto the board. A chance here for Hannah Thompson into the 18, but poked away by Michiana. Hannah Thompson with it, going to get a ball right back and strike this one into Juarez. However, Juarez making the scooping effort, and the score staying right where it's at as Thompson shot right at Juarez. Easy one there for her to make. Juarez going to send this one over the middle of the field, looking for her offensive teammates in Franco and Roberts. As Michiana just going to try and force something over the middle. A takeaway here by Maddie Canada. Back into Ford and around the horn. Left side we go. Now a chance here for Michiana. Left side of the 18. They're going to have a couple of ways they can go on to it. Michiana looking for a foul right there. However, officials not going to give it to him as Cunningham's tackle not exactly quite at the ball, so a missed opportunity there for Michiana. Kalamazoo trying to set up offensively down that sideline and bounced out of bounds by Jordan Love. It goes. Toss in here for Hannah Thompson. They're going to find her just checked into the game for Kalamazoo FC. As Musig going to be taking his seat. As well as Maddie Canada going to get some well-deserved minutes of rest. And what a season it's been for that pair down there. As they're just going to watch the rest of this year from the bench. As it's the last half of action here for the Lady Eagles. As they're up well with a commanding lead, 5-0 into their last matchup and last home note, and send these fans home happy for the end of the year and send them eagerly awaiting for the next. As a takeaway here by Thompson, going to set up some trouble offensively, or defensively I should say, for Michiana, but they're just going to send this out of bounds, create some separation, and give Michiana a chance to catch up and get even numbers inside the 18. Toss in and some trouble here for Kalamazoo, as that shot's going to be rifled off by Thompson once again. Thompson getting a couple of good looks early into her action here in the second half. And she's just trying to give some trouble there to the keeper for Michiana. But keeping him honest and true goes Juarez into the second half. Kalamazoo now with some chances off the foot of Cunningham. They're going to give it to Jones over the middle of the field, but a takeaway here for Michiana. Defensively, Kalamazoo having numbers, a 4-on-1 opportunity, but getting around the 4 defenders it goes for Michiana. Into the 18 it goes with Burns. Burns, though, going to hit the turf, getting right back up, making a valiant effort. However, it's just going to wind up out of bounds. And a toss in here for Kalamazoo FC. Cunningham going to get tripped up. And the whistle going to defensively deep in that area for Kalamazoo FC. Gomez just looking to get rid of it and send this one across midfield. She's going to do just that, finding his way into the 18 with Brooklyn Whitehead. Well defended, though. The Michiana defenders having some words with the officials. They might have thought Brooklyn Whitehead was offsides right there. And I will say, it was pretty close. Whitehead, though, eagerly trying to join her Toledo teammate of Akema Mockery on the board. Kalamazoo just trying to find it around that defense now. Here it goes in with Laura Geisler. Frost and into Mackenzie Ford. Ford finding her way left side. Defensively, Kalamazoo FC starting to just play takeaway, trying to walk out of this one with having a lot of action to go, though, here in this second half. Is we're still going to have about 30 minutes or so, and then whatever they're going to tack on for extra time. Still the early going of this first half. Corhorn with it. She's going to go to the close sideline. Looking for Jones. Jones going to give in to Cunningham. Cunningham on a breakaway. She's looking to see if she can go centering feed or right at the goal. She's trying to get something over the middle. However, it's going to find its way right to Michiana. And now the Lionesses trying to generate some offense. Still got to get from deep outside their defensive zone. And Jordan Love's just going to send this straight out of bounds. Looking up the field for a teammate, but not even close. Going to be right there. Michiana sending it right back into Kalamazoo FC's lane. Kalamazoo trying to attack offensively now. Push comes to shove. Mackenzie Jones going to get body checked to the ground there by Lena Thomas. As you could say, some frustration starting to mount here for Michiana. As this one struck into the 18, punched up into the air by Juarez. And Juarez going to walk away safely here with this one. Juarez trying to roll it out to her teammate Franco. As Cunningham and Franco having some words discussed between them. And now Geisler getting into action. Somebody. And now having words down there on the field between Geisler and Whitehead. I want to know what it was that got Geisler heated up and into action. She was 10, 15 yards away from the action. Heard something and going to the teammate's defense. Yellow cards coming out and into play. It's like I said earlier, the frustration from Michiana starting if they don't try to clean it up. As down the field, chippy it goes. Sibley not liking the way it's been going on. Now Sibley just going to send this one down the field looking for teammate Franco. As Julia Franco almost giving away to Kalamazoo FC, but Michiana finding its way back with it, middle of the field, trying to get something left side here, but that is well behind Franco, not able to get to it there. A poor pass there, trying to set up offense, went Michiana. Now Kalamazoo FC back into it, as Lewis Carr going to lose the cleat there. But right back on the foot it goes, and back to Bailey Corhorn. Going to stuff it and look over right side for Thompson. Hannah Thompson going to get around the goalkeeper. Second chance effort off the crossbar. Brenna Musser trying to get her second goal in this one. However, going to have to work a little bit more. Just a little bit too much underneath it and a little too heavy off the touch it goes. Musser hitting the crossbar, though, as she's hunting for that second goal and trying to get her name into the hat trick conversation. On today is 3 goals to Akema Amakri. She's leading the way today, as the other 2 goals in this match from Bailey Corhorn in the early goings. And then Brenna Musser with her goal in the first half as well. Nobody here in the second half finding the back of the net for either team, as the 5 goals for Kalamazoo FC coming in the first half of action. They went into halftime with a 5-0 lead. As you got to think the conversation for Kalamazoo FC is completely different from the conversation that Michiana had down there. Michiana is trying to find the first one, to find some footing to get back into this game, and then build momentum off that one. Kalamazoo just seemingly went into the halftime with a big lead. And you got to think the part of that conversation is just don't do anything too much to make it the numbers dip down or get a red card or something to where Michiana having a number up or the upper hand. You got to think Kalamazoo FC just going to start to park the bus, slow up their efforts, try and play keep away defensively for a little while, and just keep the efforts clean. As a lot of the offensive numbers that we've seen today sat down at halftime, the big name being Akema Amakri, sat down, not seeing any action here so far in the second half. But with the hat trick, you got to think she's going to stay down there the rest of the night. A chance now in for Whitehead, trying to join Amakri on the scoring as well. Unable to do so. And the score is going to stay right where it's at as we get into the 65th minute of this matchup. Getting into the later stages of this one. And some check-ins here for Kalamazoo FC, as Ariana Dimer going to check in, as well as Lauren Kokanyaz. As off the foot of Sibley it goes, Kalamazoo FC with it middle of the field. Roberts giving some pressure on, but back defensively for Kalamazoo FC it goes. And now with it middle of the field, Gomez looking over for fellow teammate. Unable, though, to do anything with it. Setting Kalamazoo over across the middle of the field, looking for either Cunningham or Corhorn, as it split the difference right in between the two. Kalamazoo with a chance in, but it's just going to roll out of bounds and find its way back into Juarez with the goal kick. As 67 minutes gone by, 5-0 to score. No second half scoring here for either team. Kalamazoo's 5 goals found in the first half. Quiet offensively here in the second half so far for both teams. Trying to tack on the chances. Kalamazoo FC looking to go 6 straight unanswered goals. Still on the hunt for that. Substitutions coming into play. Just trying to get everybody up and in action, as everybody for Kalamazoo FC on the bench right now, other than goalkeeper Kalen Junk. Everybody that's been subbed into this game is going to ride it out the rest of the way. As trying to get after the ball, it goes for Ariana Dimer. Dimer, though, play. It was almost out of bounds, but free kick close to that sideline here for Franco. Struck off the foot of Franco. Something inside the 18. Michiana not having a lot of those chances tonight. Needing to capitalize there. However, Kalamazoo trying to set up a breakaway opportunity. Down the sideline we go here with Kokenyaz. As Lauren Coxon has just bounced out of bounds, and a toss in here. And something over the middle, trying to challenge Juarez, but able to make the read. Trying to play it out in front to her teammate, but Bailey Corhorn is going to be able to get to it and keep it in Kalamazoo's way. As Brooklyn Whitehead now a chance, striking this one on into the net. But a good grab there by Juarez, as the first initial block, right where it's at, 5-0 the score. Chance here now for Michiana to get something going here with Susanna Roberts over the middle of the field, looking, seeing which way she wants to go with it. However, Jones just going to come up and take it away. And now a ball played over the middle of the field. Hannah Thompson giving chase to it. However, Juarez is going to let it roll inside the 18, scoop it up. And back the other way it goes now here with Michiana. Off the foot of Juarez, a little bit too much underneath it. It's going to find its way out of bounds. Kalamazoo FC with the toss in. As Anna Hernandez is going to be checking in here for Michiana. As some fresh feet going to come into play here. As checked out for Michiana is going to be Julia Franco. Almost some troublesome plays out of the book for Michiana, but able to stick with it and go the other way is Kalamazoo FC. Jordan Love going to pop this one over and up into the air across the middle of the field. Coming down with it's Mackenzie Jones. Jones going to find its way to Geisler over the middle of the field. Geisler now trying to cut off number 14, Riley Burns, and she's going to do that to perfection as Winning the ball back for Kalamazoo FC. It goes 72 minutes gone by, approaching the 73rd. Kalamazoo FC 5-0 over Michiana. It has been an absolute runaway train here since the first half. I mean, Kalamazoo, seemingly when they found that first goal, they were able to stack 4 more on top of it in the first half. As it's been quietly going here so far into the second half. Whitehead's going to be called for offsides right when Kalamazoo had something going into the 18. So Michiana going to get a lucky break right there. Courtesy from Brooklyn Whitehead. Just a little bit out in front of it. But hey, eagerly trying to find more action goes Kalamazoo FC. Trying to make it an entertaining one here for the hometown fans. As entertaining that first half in action. 5 goals on the year. As you're just joining us, we said it a little earlier, but Kalamazoo not having a single match where they went over 4 goals in full time. Just needing 1 half of action here against Michiana to get that done, as the highest goal-scoring game on the year is right here on display. And it only took them 1 half, so very impressive final game of the season being played here by Kalamazoo FC. Can't complain if you're coaching staff this final result here tonight. Still just trying to keep it scoreless and trying to keep the shutout underway for Wilberding. That's probably the highlight that we're going to be watching through the rest of this one. Is Michiana going to get a good ball and a chance here up the field? That jersey going to be grabbed by Brielle Gomez. You could see that one clear as day. The whole crowd reacting to that one. And a chance here now, Anna Roberts. Susanna Roberts, one of few players around the USLW Great Lakes Division that have played here with this Kalamazoo FC team, but not joining the club back this year, as on the Puerto Rican national team. And definitely has a foot that can strike one from out here in this distance. We had a inter-squad matchup last year. We watched her strike something from this far out, so she definitely can get it done. However, the contact right there, not the one she's looking for. So you can see her shaking her head down there at the ground. Might have just caught some grass or something before striking that one. As Roberts, like we said, definitely could get it done from that range. So got to be a little upset with herself right there. Geisler now into attacking zone. A move that's going to make a defender find the seat on the turf. What a ball from Geisler, and what a move. Man, oh man. Putting Jordan Love on the ice skates. And what a move right there from Geisler. Roberts now close to the 18, going to send this one up in the air. Not able to find anything to challenge in between the posts. As Wilberding shutout going to continue on and into the later stages of this matchup. 76 minutes gone by, approaching that 77th. No goals to come of their effort so far tonight. Michiana Corhorn taking a chance on. She's going to find her way around Love. Centering feet off the foot of Corhorn. Well defended, though, by Michiana. Now for Geisler with it up top. A touch. She's going to strike this one on in. And man, oh man. The save right there from Juarez, but unable to really grab that one. And the defense for Michiana continuing to struggle into the later stages. Chance on now for Michiana, right side. We'll see if they can find the one that's going to put them onto the board, and they do. Finding the crossbar and into the back of the net, so Wilberding shutout going to fade away right there. She might have thought that one was going to go over, but finding the post and into the back of the net. What a strike there for Michiana to find their way and shut out no more, as Michiana finding their footing. 5-1 though, so still a big lead here for Kalamazoo FC, as Michiana slowly but surely trying to claw their way back into this one here at Mayor's Riverfront. Michiana trying to add on to their total. Coming down the stretch into the later minutes, Susanna Roberts with the chance now into the 18. As you got to go in between the posts and not into the side of the net. But still one goal answered into this second half, and the only team scoring in the second half so far. Michiana getting themselves on the board and avoiding a shutout here near the end of the season. As Michiana on the season having 11 matches played. Result is going to be the last one for them on the year. So finding a goal and not getting shut out in the last game of the season goes Michiana, and you got to think if there's going to be anything they're going to be happy and smile about, it's definitely that. They found their way in between the posts and into the back of the net against Wilberding, and a Kalamazoo club that hasn't given up a whole lot of goals this year. So far through the season, just 8 goals, 9 if you count the one here today, allowed on the season. So just single digits on the year. And if you can end this one with not giving up another one and having just 9 goals on the season, more matches played than goals you've allowed, you got to think that's something to smile about defensively and in between the posts. The coaching staff going to be happy with the result this year. As a shot rung off right at Ava Wilberding, though, she's going to make the save with ease. That one seemingly right at her. Kalamazoo trying to end the season with a win, and if they can do so, they'll put themselves above Midwest United in terms of total points, but Midwest United still needing to have one more game played. It's going to be against the Cleveland Force. And with the way the season's gone for Cleveland, I think Midwest just trying to wrap up with a win themselves. In the same sense, just like Kalamazoo FC is doing here today with Michiana. But if Cleveland able to find a win, if Cleveland, is able to find a win against Midwest United, that would give Kalamazoo the second place spot. And it would be all up against the Heartland Division to see who would go into the playoffs. But with the way that the points in the Heartland Division are going to line up, it's going to go to River Light FC in that second spot, as they got 25 points on the year and still having a match played themselves. As over in the Heartland Division, the Minnesota Aurora winning that division, undefeated on the year, 32 points. As a chance in here for Hannah Thompson, that one off the crossbar. Well, not getting another one in between the posts goes Kalamazoo FC, but close to getting it there on up to 6 goals on the year. Chance on now here for Whitehead. Whitehead going to strike this one left side. And that one's into the back of the net. 6 goals here for Kalamazoo FC. As the one answered from Michiana going to disappear into thin air just like that. And back up to 5 with the lead goes Kalamazoo FC. As we come down the stretch, 86 minutes gone by here. We'll see how much added time they're going to give. It's Michiana seemingly just trying to get out of here in a hurry. 6-1. What a runaway game here for Kalamazoo FC. And that one's going to be the one to deflate all momentum here for Michiana, as they were able to claw back at that deficit, but Kalamazoo adding it right back on top. And now 6-1 we go here down the stretch and into the later stages of this matchup. Right side here for Michiana. Giving chase is going to be Callie Cunningham. She's going to win the ball back for Kalamazoo FC. But right back it goes into Michiana's territory and possession. Passing lane going to be jumped here. And then played over to Thompson in the middle of the field. Thompson looking for Whitehead. And then back over the middle of the field with Laura Geisler we go. Geisler trying to sort out the way Kalamazoo wants to attack. She's going to play it over into the corner. This one, though, going to roll out of bounds. And a goal kick coming on the way here for Juarez. Juarez just going to play this shortly into Sibley. Sibley going to give this back over to Kalamazoo FC. Thompson going to take this one on and into the back of the net. 7-0, and the scoring ways for Kalamazoo is going to continue. And man, oh man, desperately falling apart towards the end of the season and end of this one. Michiana, 2 quick goals for Kalamazoo FC in the goal differential for Michiana. Going to be hanging the heads over that one, but Kalamazoo not helping with the pressure, as they're just trying to tack on as many as they can in the later stages of this one. 7-1 we go here. Man, oh man, Kalamazoo starting to realize they've got this one in the bag. A takeaway here, and Hannah Thompson with it, middle of the field. Trying to find Corhorn over the middle. However, just a little bit behind her, and Michiana going to send this one out of bounds as lined up out of bounds. Not sure why or where Michiana was going with that one. However, a toss in nonetheless here for Kalamazoo. As the whistle's blown out here, no added time, and Kalamazoo going to walk away with a 7 Lionesses. As man, oh man, Kalamazoo had it running, and with that, the season comes to an end. And with 7 goals in this matchup, Kalamazoo's goal total up to 26 goals on the season. And as it stands right now, Kalamazoo leads the Great Lakes Division in goals scored on the year. So both teams, men and women's, leading the Great Lakes Division in scoring. You got to think they're going to be ultimately going to be falling short of the playoffs due to that wild card spot between us and in the Highland Division, as it's going to go to Riverlight FC. A great finish to the season for Kalamazoo FC's women's squad, as 2 more games for the men's team, both away though, so the last time that you'll be hearing from us here at Mayor's Riverfront. Everybody at Kalamazoo FC wishing you well and on into the next season, as we'll be back next LW both. As for the last time this season, farewell, and everybody stay safe and good night.